Well, hi there. Hello. Welcome back to the Skibbs channel. Today's episode is about dungeon ranking Mako Reactor 1. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking like that. I'm just being weird. So I beat it with an A. Not bad. Not great. Not the worst. But it's got me at 650. Feeling good. Top 1000 feels good. I'm not going to complain with that. I think like I said, I think anything worse than that kind of sucks. And it's unfortunate that people below that are not getting 20 tickets, regardless of their them being blue, 15 blue, 5, purple, and then 20 blues. I think everybody should get the same amount of tickets. I'm going to repeat this as many times as possible until the devs get it, because I think there's still plenty of reason for people to push. People were pushing for top 10, top 100 just based on getting more of these and these. So people are absolutely not going to give a shit if the people down here are getting 20 tickets. Everybody should get 20 tickets for participating, and then the other stuff is just bonus, and then the bragging rights are what all people really care about. In all honesty, they want to see their name up there. So good job to Siyuki in group ID 5. Another thing I want to notice, I noticed that I want to point out right here is when you look at your friends' profiles, I think it always says your group ID instead of theirs. That's probably a bug, because, yeah, JPS is definitely not in my grouping, or I'd see him up here, in rank, he'd be a rank 4 there, with 2.81. So, yeah, that's just an interesting little bug I noticed, and, yeah, so how did I do it? How are you gonna do it? How strong is your team? How strong is my team? You want to see how strong the team is that I used to beat this? 92,491. Okay? That's pretty weak. That's pretty damn weak. So listen, if you're stronger than me, good chance you're going to do better than me. If you're weaker than me, good chance you might not do as well. You might need to skip more bosses. And that's the key thing to notice. You only really need to fight 2 bosses in here. The first one and the last one. So if you're really struggling, go through, collect the items, just pimp yourself out for the first fight and the last fight, get the clear, and then don't worry about it. I think people are saying that you can get the 1.2 million total with just the first boss, last boss, using a strategy where you collect the score bonus, the 30% score bonus thing. So that could work out for you. And it actually, I got just about the same. Let me backtrack just a second here, because as you'll notice, I'm at 1.28. I'm just barely over 1.2. And when I did this, I beat essentially all the bosses but 2. For me personally, I found that the grashstrike, the Queen grashstrike, and Reno are outside of my means. Now maybe I can go in, beat the first boss, the grashstrike, and Reno, just to clear Reno. I don't know if there's a need to do that necessarily, so I'm not really worried about it. All I was concerned about is getting the 1.2 million for the clear rewards and getting my ranking in the top 1,000. So an important thing to note for me, personally, was that Tifa, who I always bring to lower defenses, was effectively useless on most of the fights. A lot of the bosses were resistant to her defense downs, so I found that, or at least the main bosses, so I was like, you know what, I don't necessarily need her, and I still have magic defense down in my team via Sephiroth when I put him in. the important thing to notice about this was that Sephiroth, for me, I got his Firaga sword. So if you didn't get this, you might struggle with this a little bit. And another important thing is I went into the Crisis shop and I bought myself Ice Breach. If you have not spent your coins yet, I strongly suggest going to buy this to help you with this event. And just help you in general moving forward, and you can buy the other ones over time. But this is the one, I had not spent my coins yet, so this is the one that I went for first. I just bought it, leveled it up, and yeah, so I made sure my team was set with Ruinra Blows, excuse me. And another important thing is the potency of your skills. Keep that in mind. You can probably do this with unleveled materias, but I always like to get them to at least level 5, because when you, or level 6, 5 out of 10, I should say. Because when you unlock them, their level to go from 5 to 10, there's a chance that they can go to 4-star. So I always test every materia that is 3-star. I level it to 5, and then I upgrade its level to see if it goes to 4-star. That's why you'll see that I have a lot of level 5, level 6s on here. The Ice Breach caps at 5 itself. And then my cures are at 10 for the maximum potency. And then anything that rolls out with good stats, I put to 10 as well. As you can see here. So yeah, chances are, like, stuff like this got really bad stats, so I keep them at 5. They're good just for using, because you'll see the potency of the skill, 253, is probably way greater than, let's check out a, well, I don't have, see, that's 262, but that's level 10. I don't have any more level 2 yellows. I feed all my, I feed all my 2-stars, except for the important ones. As you can see here. Anything I can't craft, I saved. And yeah, and this I used for the event, for the watermelon. If you're wondering why I have that. Helped me clear all the watermelon stages. So again, your materia potencies absolutely matter. That percentage, I think it starts on these 2-stars around 220, 210 or something. It's pretty low. So 50% bonus potency goes a long way when your characters are spamming these skills and they're on weakness, etc. So keep that stuff in mind. All these things really, really do matter. And it is important to look at your sub-stats, your sub-equipment. When you go in here, you might think, oh, I really, you know, you're going to focus on the certain R abilities, whatever. Listen, I'm going to level with you. That's endgame whale stuff. Right now, if you're at the point that I am, where you're really just trying to push stats and power, get every little bit of power that you can, switch to your stats when you're doing your sub weapons, and then just take a little peek around, click on the different things, see what kind of stats you can get out of them, and that's how you should make your decisions. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes you might be able to switch things around a little bit and get a little extra out of you know, whatever you have. As you can see, I could switch this. I focus magic attack on red. I could get a little more magic attack here. Naturally, on these ones, have a lot more stats in general. But yeah, I don't want to completely nerf my other 2 characters, so I played around with it for a little bit, investigated all my different weapons. Oh, yeah, actually, see, look at that. I didn't even notice this one. Boom. Hey, look at that. So I found something to upgrade even while I was in here. I must have switched that off of another character and forgot to come back to red. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I must have went to another character and came back and forgot to check reds. See, that's another thing. after you go to your second and your third character and you check their stats, you might take something off of them that completely improves your first character. And see, here's another one. I can get a little bit more, magic attack out of that, but I'm not sure it's enough to really matter. 1136 to 1175. I don't know if it's worth losing the other stats. So I'm not going to do that. But this is only level 60. If I make this level 70, it might be better than this one. So that's another thing to look out for. If you're still struggling, check out what weapons are boosting your stats effectively in here. And make sure you go push a little extra levels into them. So your sub-stats weapons, make sure everything's leveled, lined up with the stats you want. You know, if you need a little extra boost, go farm a little bit, check your stats, rinse and repeat. See, these are only level 50. I might be able to get more out of this now that I took those other weapons off of red. You see, always play around. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, see, this one's good. And this one, yeah, wow, this is great. Great. I lose some heal, but that's okay. No, we don't like that one. That's sacrificing good stats for HP. HP is a junk stat. Always is, always will be. I don't want a deeper pool. I just want the pool to have thicker water, you know? I want the monsters to try to jump in and it's just like concrete. So yeah, I got a little bit extra power. Hey, I went from 92k to 94k. All right, let's dive into the actual dungeon here, so I can show you the strategy. Let me see if there's anything I didn't pick up on here. So now you can put on Ifrit or Shiva. For some reason, I found that Sephiroth's Limit Break was doing really good damage in there, so I didn't change it. Red's is reducing the enemy's attack, and that is still working on most enemies. So that is very good to have. And then Lucia is just raw power. She packs a pretty solid punch, so she's pretty decent without a limit break. Or not a limit break, a summon. My summons aren't really leveled anyway. I didn't have time to farm or Ifrit really, for obvious reasons. And I'm not really strong enough to farm Shiva yet. Although I have been working on her quest. So yeah, I've got Blizzard on Lucia and Red. And then Sephiroth's got my Fire, AoE. And Ice Breach. Since he's not... Did it freeze? Oh. Well, that's awkward. Okay. Well. I'm sorry, this video just got unnecessarily longer, and you got flashbanged. Enjoy. Thanks, Sever Crisis. You know what? It's so unfortunate because I was talking during the beta. I was like, man, this game opens on a black screen and it's got such a nice black title screen. No flashbangs like other games. And then somehow they messed something up where it opens up with that weird fucking browser shit and then has to load off of it. Hope they fix that. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I talked too much. I clicked around too much. I don't know. It's crazy. The game rarely crashes. So yeah. Totally rare to happen in the middle of a video. I'm already 15 minutes deep. I don't want to keep, I don't want to restart. I also can't edit for shit. I am editing illiterate. Come on, what happened? It's taking super long to load, too. Why you do this to me? I just want to help people out. Oh, a download, okay. So I wonder if they just push through a small update. I don't, they fixed that bug with the download every time, right? I wonder if they push through a small update. This is definitely an actual download, so they definitely did. I wonder what they fixed. I guess we're about to find out. There should be a notice. I hope they didn't fix that that one buff that was broken, that was giving like 60% magic damage. Or magic attack or some shit. But it reduced something? I don't remember. They sent a notice about it. The terminology was very long-winded and confusing, and all I got from it was basically don't select magic attack A and B. But by skipping the grashstrike, I never see magic attack A in the first place. So it's not a big deal. Is there a notice or no? No? Okay. Alright, well that was interesting. I apologize for the holdup. Now let's go back in there and let's check out the strategy. Make sure my team stuff saved. 94. Okay, my updates are saved. Let's give it another go. Hopefully this goes well and I don't look like a sucker. But I'm gonna do the same thing that I did when I just beat it. And you guys should be set. So, like I said, you know, things are going to be different for my team and your team and anybody's team and everybody's team. I explained what changes I made to my team, so hopefully you guys can look at your team, figure out what you need to work on, and change around and do what's best for you. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do everything one-to-one. You might not have that sword for Sephiroth. You might not have leveled Sephiroth. You might not have red leveled, etc. So you're just gonna have to learn your team, their weaknesses, their strength, and how to manipulate your team editing in itself. So I think, good, I stopped myself. Okay, so for this first fight, no harm, no foul. You can use items. You should absolutely use items. Don't worry about the score bonus thing. You're just trying to clear this by any means necessary. So make sure you use these items, as much as possible. For me, I like to just start out with a blizzard on red. I could use a fire on Sephiroth, but this enemy is resistant to fire, I believe, so it's not really going to help out too much. So I'm just going to save the score by not using that item. Yeah, this first fight's pretty easy. We can get through this without using any items, but I'm just going to use... I have 5 of these, and I'm not going to use them all throughout the course of the run. You can probably put this on 2x. I strongly suggest putting the video on 2x at this point. I'm probably not going to say too much insightful. I'm just going to show, you know, you're just going to be watching how I go through it. You can slow it down, pause it, or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You can see Sephiroth's using that Ice Breach, which is good. Doing a healthy amount of ice damage here. I just want to finish that fight off faster. I saw Lucia there had a pretty good amount of ATB. Boom. Kill that guy before he has a chance to do any more attacks. 63k, not the best score, not the worst. Good enough. That's all that matters. Alright, so now, after we beat that fight, again, this might change for you. If you're just trying to do the 2-boss run, this boss and the end boss, you might take this score bonus one. You're going to use all your items, your buff items going into that final fight, and you're just gonna whoop his butt, and I think you can get 600k like that. But I want to clear a little bit more bosses. I want to go a little bit bigger dick, you know? So we're doing this way. Again, we're going to skip this grashstrike here. Because this fight of any gave me the most... It's not the hardest, but I find that it disables your team pretty significantly. If you didn't bring poison healing, you're probably going to get poisoned, and that can drain your HP pretty low. Coming out of that fight. That leaping strike is also just pretty strong. There's a chance that it could clip one of your teammates without, you know, without you being prepared for it. But yeah, the grashstrike, if you take it on second, it's pretty easy. The problem is the 3 soldiers, the 3 fire soldiers. If you're lacking fire damage, which I was previously, before I added Sephiroth, that fight can be very difficult. So I found that even after adding Sephiroth, doing that fight as my second symbol was the easiest route. So yeah, we're going to skip the Behemoth as well for now. And I'm actually going to head back here. We're going to head back here and do this fight with the NPCs here. Wherever they may spawn. There we go. I'm not sure if these fights power up as the symbols power up, but just in case they do, just knock them out. Just knock them out first. Honestly, I think they might power up, because they seemed way stronger when I did all the fights in a row down to here. But yeah, when I did it that way, these 3 guys killed me. Because they power up as you kill them, and it can be very difficult. So let's see what we got here. Nobody's really hurting that bad. I might be able to risk it and not use any items here. I'm just going to risk the biscuit. Actually, well, hold on. We are going to use this because Sephiroth is going to absolutely melt these guys. And then, let's see. If I use another one of these on red here, and then the Behemoth, that will leave me with 2 for the final boss. Okay, so yeah, let's use one here on red. And then we'll just do this without using any healing items. And then my 2 tents, I'll use one before the Behemoth and one before the final boss. I could probably... I could probably try the... You know what? It would save me a lot of time if I try to do the grashstrike and then the boss this run. You guys have already seen that I cleared it. I've already explained how I cleared it by skipping the grashstrike and Reno entirely. So I think with this run, I'm actually going to try to do the grashstrike and the final boss to get a little bit of extra score. See how that works out for me. The final boss was pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. I think I could power him up a little before. And I tried to do the grashstrike. I almost cleared it. With the changes that I made to my stats, I might have that extra little oomph now that I was missing the first time. I don't like that my HP is getting this low here. Are they frozen? Oh, no, they are definitely not frozen. This red almost died. See, one good thing about these guys is if they start this and you break them and one singular one does the attack, it doesn't hurt that bad. And it kind of just wastes a bunch of time for them. So this actually worked out really well with timing. That I could finish this fight without much hassle. Yeah, they healed up really nicely. I might not even need to use a tent going into the Behemoth. I will probably use a tent before the grashstrike instead. Yeah, that worked out really well. Alright, let's see what we have here. Magic attack. Okay, no, this still says the same thing. We're going to select this one, Magic attack B, Magic defense. With the healing down. And then we are going to get some healing back from the Behemoth after we kill him. Which is nice. Only 10% back, but, you know, hey. Alright, let's supplement red. And our HP's actually looking really good. So, how about I just use one of these on Sephiroth, just because. I'll use one of these on red here, one on the grashstrike, and then one on the final boss. And then just because, why not, let's pop one ether on Sephiroth, just to give him a healthy amount of ATB. Like I said, don't worry about the score bonus for the not using items as much as making sure you clear the dungeon. Since the runs are free, you can nitpick after you get your clear, then you can start dialing back some of the items, figure out what you can work out of your strategy, and whatnot. I've also noticed a little trick. I've picked up a trick, I should say. If you ever activate your limit breaks and the game accidentally or automatically swaps you to defense, before you activate your last limit break, you can quick swap it. Just make sure you click it real quick in time to click your last limit break. Because if you're slow on the draw, you might miss it. But if you notice it swaps right as you hit your limit break, just click that shit real quick. You can swap it while already activating your limit breaks. I didn't have enough ruin blows that were circles. And I don't have Sephiroth's banner weapon, which is the one that I believe improves circle sigils, so for anyone out there that might be saying, oh, do the circle sigil on Sephiroth, I don't have that benefit. I'm pretty sure. Oh, see? Perfect example right there. Just make sure you're quick enough to hit all three. Because, yeah, there's barely enough time when you have to move over there to click that. When you're playing on your phone, probably not, because you can touch the whole screen like it's nothing. See, Sephiroth's thing is hitting really hard in here for some reason. So I was just like, you know what? Screw a Freed or whatever. Shiva. He's hitting harder than Lucia right now. It's insane. See, right here we're gonna get the 10% healing and the stun resist. I honestly don't even know which boss stuns, but stun is probably the worst of the three, regardless. Okay, so yeah, we definitely want to use a tent here. Although, let's use a supplement first on Sephiroth to get him down to 20%. I have plenty. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's burn the items just to be safe. Better safe than sorry. Practice what you preach. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's even bang out one of these and one of these. And let's go one of those, and then one of these. Alrighty. Here goes nothing. So again, work on your strategy, figure out what works for you. If you need to skip a boss, what worked for me best was skipping this boss and just going right to the red dragon. That's how I got my clear, but right now we're going to see if we can get a little bit more score out of the deal. 130k is definitely well over my means. We do have the buffs, though. That is the good thing about that, being in here. You are collecting those buffs over time to help you out. Yeah, that AoE fire really helps for the fights that have ads like that. I must say. Yeah, if you can add an AoE, I'm just going to use red because nobody else even has their limit break. Let's lower that attack. Hopefully that lasts long enough for that leaping slash. I didn't see it coming. It should. I think it's like 22 seconds. Okay, there we go. We're going to get that leaping slash with the attack down. That worked out perfectly. Yeah, see that ailment poison can be annoying because I don't have poison thing, the poison Asuna on. So they're gonna just have to spam cure through it. Oof. Yeah, see this fight, it gets really sketchy. Yeah, Red's dead. Like, what are they doing? Why is my team just, like, not doing anything? I don't understand. It's like going it's going slower than normal, too. Like, am I crazy here? See, like I said, this fight fucking sucks. It is the worst by far, completely disables your team. Even if you do it second, it just leaves you in a bad way. You know, it's way easier if you do it second. But yeah, you just think when you come out of this after the poison and stuff, and for some reason the AI, the auto, is just absolutely broken in here. I'm telling you. So yeah. Hey, perfect example. Skip this fight, skip Reno, do the other 4 fights in the order that I showed you. That's the easiest order. And yeah, you'll get the easy 600k. That's the video. It's too long now. Peace out. Hope that helped. And yeah, like and subscribe.